Bill in Wisconsin, thanks for holding her on the air. Got about 2 minutes.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. Thanks for speaking up for the unborn. I am a county supervisor. I'm on the health board, and I go through literal hell every time we have a meeting because I bring out information that you put in your magazine. I bring out information against Gardasil. For instance, I have a rather lengthy article in the local paper that if people want to
I tell you what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to come back to you. The next 5 minutes, that little no man's land that some stations carry, I'm going to air that Ebola special report one more time because folks have asked for that to re-air that missed it or only heard part. I'm going to come to you at 8 after to restart and tell your whole story. Because I've seen news articles about you. You've been listening about 15 years. You ended up running because I was saying people should run. You're an example of what I was talking about with James Cargill earlier, or Michael Cargill, running against Mike Martinez. Because that's the answer, is that run against these anti-gun mayors, run against or get on a commission, and then you can really expose what's happening. And this is a guy that did it. So, Bill, we'll come back to you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Edward Group. Today I'd like to talk about the war on women. You've experienced and heard about the benefits of super male vitality. Now, the new formula has arrived. Introducing the new Super Female Vitality. I have specifically designed this formula to help the body naturally regulate itself without the use of artificial hormones. Key ingredients chosen from the highest quality sources. Each of these ingredients works synergistically with the female body in order to maximize overall vitality. You've heard the reviews and the feedback on how the original Super Male Vitality has revitalized relationships. Now, both the man and the woman can have the revitalization in their own bodies with Super Male Vitality and Super Female Vitality. Secure your Super Female Vitality today from our limited stock at InfoWarsLife.com.
The answer to this is multifaceted, but people like Bill. Again, I've seen newspaper clippings where he's been fighting fluoridation in the water and getting stuff done and a lot of things. I forget your last name, Bill. You can announce it. But Bill's been a listener like 15 years or more. I remember when he ran for office, got in as a county commissioner up there. They call it that in Texas. I guess they call it a county official or supervisor up in Wisconsin, and he's gotten a lot done. And I was talking earlier about we all need to run against people that are anti-gun. We need to run against people that are pro-tyranny. We need to run against people that are anti-Constitution. And even if we don't win, we educate people during the debates. You get on television, you get on the radio, and you also scare them and let them know there's political opposition forming. That's why they want to audit all the Tea Party people and scare everyone. They think that if they mess with you, that you're just going to go in a ditch. Well, if we don't stand up to them, they're going to take everything already. It's the bullies are already beating us up. Might as well fight back. So going back to Bill, Bill, what's your name? Because I've known you over the years, but I forget it. And tell folks your story, and then tell us the latest info.
Okay, my name is Bill Zeitz, Z-E-I-T-Z. I ran for town chairman when I was in ill health against smart growth, and my slogan was Zeitz fights for your property rights. And it took hold. Then I ran for county supervisor, and I was elected. In both cases, I defeated individuals that had lived here their entire lives. So it is possible to move into an area and just start going to meetings and speaking up. So
exactly. I would elect a Chinese immigrant from 7 years ago that had just become a U.S. citizen if they were pro-liberty and had a history we could trust and it stood up for private property and guns. I don't care. And people don't care where you're from anymore. They just want you to do something. Go ahead.
All right. Anyway, when I was elected to the county, they did not want to put me on any of the powerful committees. So they put me on the Board of Health, and I immediately started to bring out stuff about the pharmaceutical industries, about the vaccines, and they didn't like that. So after one of the elections, they threw me off the Board of Health. So I brought a resolution forward to reinstate me, and it took 3 months until finally, someone changed their vote. It was 11 to 11 every time, and then finally one of the supervisors changed the vote, so I'm back on there. Now, we had a good doctor that was on there. I had a Ron Paul buddy that just passed away, and, I was bringing out a lot of information on the agenda. And the doctor was fired. He was working with Marshfield Clinic. I don't know exactly. Maybe it was a cost-cutting measure, but I kind of suspect.
No, they do come after you because when you do the right thing, you're cutting in on their whole criminal op. They can make tens of millions a year in one county just off the vaccines they're shooting in the kids. So you're not being their good little operatives. You're basically just telling folks about the fights that happen behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and believe me, it goes on. So anyway, the new doctor is a pharmaceutical creature. He supports the CDC. We just, go to the mat almost every meeting. So they didn't want me putting things on the agenda. Fine. So what I do now is under public comment, I bring out articles and information there. So they also said, well, write something for the local paper. So I did. And if people want to take a look at it, the local paper, you can read it online, is Merrill, MERRILL, Photonews, FOTO.com, MerrillPhotonews.com.
Yeah, listen, the best way to plug an article is to give us the headline. That's how people will find it.
It's called Avoid the Gardasil Vaccine by Bill Zeitz, County Supervisor.
We're going to post it to Infowars.com and syndicate it Galactic, and we've got your county commissioner profile up on the screen. And again, if I remember correctly, I saw other articles years ago when you first did this, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. Didn't you guys stop Agenda 21 because of what you did?
Well, we did in the town. In other words, we had an opportunity to pull out of county zoning when I got elected, and that was my position. So we pulled out of county zoning. We set up our own very lenient town zoning, and the people love it.
But see, you did it, and in a whole county, you restored liberty on a key area. And if people would just do what you did, I know it took some work and things, but let me guess. Has it not been animating? Have you not had more energy? Have you not felt better? You said you were in bad health when you first did this. I mean, has it not been better for your life? Because in my experience, fighting tyranny is so enjoyable. It's not work. It just puts a spring in my step. I just can't wait to fight the tyrants. And I want people to realize this is what we're made for. If we don't go become the government, if we don't go in there, the bad guys are. We just sit here and complain all day. We have to go engage. We have to go take it back.
Absolutely. And, one other item I'd like to bring up on ISIS. Alex, I think, Netanyahu and Israel kind of like ISIS. I think I've read enough quotes where, they kind of support them, and they sit back and they let these globalists come in and support them financially, cause ruin, in that part of the world. And I think at some point, Israel's going to mop it all up. I honestly believe that.
It's a mess, I tell you. I appreciate your call. It is just such a mess. Other platforms. From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-25